What up, y'all? It's your boy Dre.
And this your girl, Cash.
Back with another video.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Y'all see, we got some MrBallen. Your locks and alarms can't save you from this. Dang.
Your locks and alarms
when
can't
your locks
save
and alarms can't save you. Sound
Definitely,
like
my
something
alarm's
crazy.
going to save me from anything.
It's a throwback MrBallen. We about to go ahead and check it out. Hope y'all enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel, cut the bell to all so y'all know we're dropping these videos. Let's go.
Let's get into it.
We all like to believe that when we are home behind our shut and locked doors and shut and locked windows, tucked away inside of our bedroom under our covers, that we're safe. That our family members in their bedrooms, they're all safe. But in reality, that's not true. Most of the time it is, and most of the time that illusion of safety is enough that you don't think about it very often, that someone actually could probably break into your house if they wanted to. Not all houses. Some people are much more prepared than others.
Damn.
But most people never have to worry about that actually becoming a reality, someone breaking into their home.
Right.
But there are people that do live that nightmare when the place they look at as safe becomes unsafe. Today's story is about someone who believed they lived in a safe house, in a safe neighborhood. But in a moment's notice, that illusion was shattered. Before we get into today's story, if you are a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious told in story format, well, then you've discovered the right channel, because that's all I do, and I upload 3 to 4 times a week. So if that's your style and you might be interested in something like that, I would encourage you to please gently incinerate
I can't say it.
Gently incinerate. Keep it together. Here we go. Please gently incinerate the like button and then subscribe to my channel and turn on all post notifications so you don't miss any of those weekly uploads. All right, let's get into today's story. In 2017, a woman had just moved in to a beautiful home in Northern California that was just outside the suburbs. It was in kind of a more rural area. You know, there wasn't any street lights. She did have neighbors, but they were, pretty far away from where she was actually staying. But she loved it, and it was this beautiful area. She'd go outside at night on her porch, and she'd look up, and because there wasn't much light pollution, she could see the stars, and she just loved it. And even though she didn't see her neighbors very often, she knew them. They were older. They were really nice. It was just like a really warm, welcoming neighborhood, albeit people enjoyed their space, but it was safe. And it was a place that she truly loved and didn't expect to move anytime soon. Later that year, in the winter, she got home from work one day. She had a long shift. She was exhausted, and she pulls into her driveway, and when she steps out, she immediately smelled cigarette smoke. She didn't smoke. She didn't think her neighbors smoked. It was not a high-trafficked area. I mean, they're in kind of this rural part of Northern California. And her street, the only people that really ever went on it were her and her neighbors. And so she was thinking, who was smoking near my house?
Right.
But it was really, really foggy this day. She could barely see, even when she was pulling into her driveway, she could only see what her headlights had illuminated on her house. I mean, it was like no visibility. She kind of glanced around, but she was like, you know what? I'm so tired. I just want to go to bed. So she just kind of forgets about the cigarette smoke, wasn't really that concerned about it. And goes in her house, and even though it's like 7 o'clock, she's like, I'm just gonna go to bed. So she heads upstairs, takes a shower, and gets in bed. A couple hours later, she wakes up because she thinks she hears something on her first floor. At the time, she had a close friend that was taking classes in the city, but working outside of the city, and sometimes didn't have enough time to get back to his house to shower and clean up before work, and so she'd actually given him a set of her keys so that at odd hours when he was going between classes and work, he could just come to her house, take a shower, get changed. It was just a lot easier for him, and they were close enough, it wasn't a big deal. But he always texted her before he came to her house as a courtesy. Hey, I'm gonna be there taking a shower, using your house just for a minute. Right. And they rarely actually ran into each other because his hours were so strange. So when she wakes up and hears commotion downstairs, the first thing she does is check her phone for a text message because she's assuming that it's her friend who's just, stopped by to use the shower or change or whatever he's going to do. So she reaches over to her bedside table, grabs her phone, and she opens it, and it blinded her because she's just woken up, and she kind of squinted at her phone, and she couldn't really tell if there was any unread messages from him or not, but she just put her phone down and decided she would yell out, just a lot faster than trying to read this text message. So she yells out to him, and there's silence downstairs. And she yells out again, hey, is that you? and there's silence. And then all of a sudden she hears very loud footsteps running across the first floor, charging up the stairs. She instinctively leaps out of bed, runs into her closet, which is right across from her bed, and as soon as she's literally stepping into the closet, she can hear whoever was downstairs now is in the hallway upstairs. And so the layout upstairs is there's a bedroom on the left, a bedroom on the right of the hallway, and straight ahead at the end there's a bathroom. And the 2 bedroom doors were shut, the bathroom door was open. This person bombed up the stairs and ran right past the bedroom doors, one of them she was in, straight to the bathroom. It allowed her an opportunity to pop open the attic crawl space. The access was inside of her closet. She pops that open and is able to clamber up into the attic, and is literally, her feet are still being sucked up into the attic as whoever that was. They realize she's not in the bathroom and they started charging back down. They punch open the door that she's in and they charge into her bedroom. She's trying to suck her legs up into the attic crawl space. She gets him up just in time and has her knees sucked up against her chest when he comes into her bedroom, flips on the light, and opens the closet. From her vantage point, she's looking down, and just because of the way the view was obscured, she could only make out that it was someone wearing like kind of tattered jeans with the cuffs rolled up and dirty work boots. This was definitely not her friend. And as she's looking at his shoes and pants, wondering if he's going to poke his head in and look up and see this crawl space where she is, and she has nothing she can do. If he decided to reach up and get her, there's nowhere for her to go. She didn't have her phone, it was on the bedside table, and she's just hoping that he doesn't see her. Luckily, he turns around and starts rummaging through everything in her bedroom, basically looking for her. Flips the bed over, knocks over the dresser, and then he screams this loud scream of frustration. And as he's screaming, she pushes the little crawl space cover over the spot. So now she's completely tucked away inside of the crawl space and she can't see anything. And for the next several hours, this person was literally screaming and running around the house, punching walls, screaming, "Where are you?" Running down the hall, reopening the bathroom, going into the bedroom, clearly knocking things over, just going crazy looking for this girl. And then it slowed down and she heard him walking around the house, and he would say periodically,
"I'm gonna find you. No, you haven't left yet. I'm gonna find you."
Boy, I say she is one lucky person for her to manage to get up in that small
that fast too.
Crawl space that fast, and then put her feet up there and close it.
Look, he didn't look.
And he
I'm
was
gonna find you.
The range. Oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
What's wrong?
I can't
with
imagine what she was
thinking, like
going through.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I'm gonna find you. No, you haven't left yet. I'm gonna find you.
She started smelling cigarette smoke. He was smoking inside of her house, and then she realized that he was probably at her house when she first got in. That's why she smelled the cigarette smoke. For hours, she huddled inside of this attic crawl space that realistically is a little bit obscured inside of the closet. You would need to be looking for it to see it. And she just hoped that he didn't find her. And so she started counting. She figured, if I can just count to 1,000 with silence downstairs, if I can do that, that means he's probably gone. And so she would start counting, and she'd get to like 200, and then she'd hear him whispering or yelling or knocking something over, and she'd go back down to 0.
Start over.
And so all night, she basically would try to count to 1,000 until finally she did, without it being interrupted. It was probably like 5 or 6 in the morning, so it's been hours and hours of this guy looking for her in her house. And she believed that it was safe enough for her to open up the attic crawl space and kind of peek back into the room. And so she moves the attic crawl space, the little square piece of wood that blocks the crawl space, she lifts it up and moves it. And she can now see that just from her little vantage point to where his feet were, that she could see before, that clearly things have been broken. There's glass on the ground. She can see there's clothes on the ground. And she wriggles down. There's no sign of him. It's been a while since she heard him. And she darts across her now destroyed bedroom. Her bed's been flipped. Things have been broken. There's holes in the wall. She gets her phone and goes right back in the crawl space. She calls the police and is like whispering as she's talking to them, because now she's worried that maybe he heard her and he's going to come back. She really doesn't know if he's gone. She just knew she had to call the police, otherwise she was dead if he was still there. She gets the police on the phone. They say, "We'll be right there. Stay where you are." The police show up and she can hear them entering the house. They're yelling, "Police, we're coming inside." They search the whole house and they start yelling for her. They start yelling for her by name. And at this point, she feels comfortable opening up the crawl space and coming down to show herself. Sure enough, there's the police, and they're like, there's nobody here. Do you want to walk around the house and see if anything was taken? Every room was completely trashed.
Dang.
Holes in the wall, things broken. Whoever this was looking for her everywhere in the house and was basically rummaging through everything to try to find her. And the police are like, you're very lucky that you thought to jump into that crawl space.
Yes.
We found a number of your knives from your butcher block had been taken out. They were scattered around the house. It seems like he might have grabbed a knife and then in frustration was maybe looking for you and slashing at different things. Then he'd throw a knife and get another one. It's pretty clear this person was trying to do you harm, and you're very lucky that you had the wherewithal to immediately, when you heard those running footsteps, charge into the closet and hide in the attic. That almost definitely saved your life. Although she would stay at this house for another 3 years after the incident, it ultimately proved to be too difficult to stay in that house. She was constantly afraid that it was going to happen again. It's very traumatic, and so she ultimately moved. So it just goes to show that while we believe we are safe when we are home, the reality is all those locks and cameras and all the stuff we install around our house to keep ourselves safe, that's really just to keep the honest people out. The monsters out there, the evil people that want to do us harm, they don't care about breaking windows and forcing their way in. So you should always have a plan of what you would do if someone broke into your home, how you would handle it, whether it is an escape plan or even concealed weapons. But you should do something to protect yourself and have a plan in case the worst case scenario happens to you. So that's going to do it, guys. Wow. If you enjoyed the story today, if you would, please gently and...
That's crazy. That's what we always talk about.
Man, that person was...
In the house, like, having protect, even with the cameras.
Yeah.
Like how we got our stuff set up with the stuff with under the doors, even though we in a good area, but still stuff behind the door. They got a lot of stuff you can buy on Amazon.
Yeah, they
door
definitely
protection,
do.
windows.
Window protection, the cameras. But the cameras are really not protection, but it's like for you to know who can possibly be in your house or whatever like that. But like they do have
and like concealed weapons.
Concealed weapons, yeah.
If you can have a weapon like everywhere that you could possibly be in your house, have it like arm's reach as you can get to, from knives,
so if you in
handguns, shotguns,
anything,
everywhere that you can get to, because you never know when something can happen. Somebody bust a door. Call the corner.
Right.
That's all I'm gonna say. It ain't gonna be for me.
Right.
That person come in. I'm trying to
through that door like that. She was lucky.
Yeah.
She ran into that. She had a fast thinking.
He was gonna try to.
He was gonna do some harm to her.
For him to demolish the whole house
I
like that.
wonder if he knew her or something.
Was he mental or something too?
Right.
Or something like going on? Did he know her?
Like he like a stalker or something like that, and he just got overly obsessed with her and just wanted to take her. Because you know there's people out here like that. Because he was winning this. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna find you. Like what was the point? He was there for hours.
And then like you say, he must have been there because the cigarette smoke been
right.
So did you come in the house while he was in there already? Like,
well, she was in, like, I wonder, I'm glad she,
But stay there 3 more years, then move, that was kind of long. That was 3 years too long.
3 years too long. You could give me probably another, I wouldn't even know, a month or so.
And some people can't move because of the financial things or whatever like that.
Financial things, or you can't find.
If she had it, I would have been gone.
That's crazy. I'm glad she managed to crawl up in that crawl space and sat there until the police came.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Because he knew where she was at.
Took all the knives and everything.
I know she was scared. I knew she had to have been scared up there. I just knew.
I would have bricks.
What?
Hey, let us know y'all thoughts of this video down below in the comment section. What kind of protection do y'all have for y'all homes?
Right.
Because you do need them nowadays.
Nowadays,
it's crazy.
You have to have protection.
You gotta have protection. Don't be fearful. If you're scared of handguns or anything, you gotta get out of that. Make sure you go to a gun range, get a trainer or something like that to get you exposed to that kind of stuff.
Get familiar with guns, get used to it, learn how to shoot it and everything.
Yes,
because nowadays you have to have protection. It's
in the home and outside the home.
Yeah.
You gotta have it.
You gotta have it nowadays. It's just too crazy out here. These people, like how you say, monsters. They don't look like the one on TV.
Yeah, look normal, just like me and you walking around here. You never know.
Smile on their face, you just never know.
Yeah. So make sure you throw a like on the video. Leave comments down below how you feel about it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, click the bell to all so you know we're dropping videos. We catch you on the next one.
Catch y'all next one.